Does your harassment policy limit the information you are getting about possible harassment in the workplace? That's a question I want to talk about for a minute today. It's really one of 2 points I've been looking hard at in policies since Me Too. Both of them really arising out of the general concern that, listen, even in a really well-run company that is very committed to doing the right things on policies and training and what have you, there's probably unreported harassment out there. And at some point, the courts and the law may expect us as employers to do a better job finding it. So the first thing in policies, I talked about this in another video, is language that addresses what you do with false reports or false complaints. What I want to talk about for a minute now is what are the avenues through which an employee can bring a concern or a complaint to the company. First, a little history. It's always been a good idea since I've been practicing to anticipate the not uncommon situation in the realm of harassment complaints that the alleged harasser is the supervisor, and that the supervisor should not be the only avenue for a complaint. That was really emphasized by the U.S. Supreme Court in the 1997 Farragher-Ellerth cases, where the court said very clearly, listen, your policy needs to give a backup for complaining. And so we all looked at our policies then and made it very clear that no matter what the primary point of contact is, that there's a backup for that. Even if it's HR, what if HR is the problem, or what if the person's not comfortable with HR? So after Me Too, as we sort of focus on, listen, we need to go get any information that is out there. What I've tended to be doing with policies is looking really hard at this language in policies and encouraging employers to expand it as much as possible. Listen, and making it clear, listen, we want the information however you get it to us. And I understand historically you want to report. It's hard to do anything with an anonymous report, but ultimately, listen, some information is better than not having the information. So I tend to make it clear in policies that the best case is that you come to HR, this is who is trained to handle complaints, and we're committed to doing it, and tell us everything you know. But if for any reason you're not going to do that, please go to somebody in responsibility and authority at the company to help you. And then, of course, it's up to HR and legal to train those other people to bring those things forward in a timely fashion. So I'm really encouraging people to look at this piece of your policy and make sure it's as broad as you can get. Different companies are going to have different comfort levels with how we end up there, but it's something where I think it's really important for employers to challenge themselves and make sure that as we think through all the scenarios, there's not something, whether we think it's reasonable or not, on behalf of the complaining employee that might keep us from getting something we'd really be better off knowing and being able to act on.